Breaking news on CBS Sports HQ, the Hawks rewarding Nate McMillan, who led one of the great mid-season turnarounds in recent history in the NBA. It's a 4-year contract, according to ESPN, removing that interim title and making him the permanent head coach, as he took the Hawks, who were 6 games under 500 when they fired Lloyd Pierce, to a 27-11 record down the stretch. And then, of course, making that run to the Eastern Conference Finals. They had Milwaukee tied up 2 games apiece. They had an opportunity, but a very overachieving season for Nate McMillan, who took over midway through after he was let go by the Indiana Pacers following the 2019-20 campaign. Let's bring in former NBA Coach of the Year, Avery Johnson. We knew this was coming. It was just too obvious. What made Nate McMillan such a perfect fit in Atlanta?
Well, you know, it's all about your recent history. You know, you're good as your last season, and you look at what Nate McMillan has done with this team since taking over after they were 11-20, to lead this team to 2 games away from making it to the NBA Finals. You know, upsetting 2 teams in the first and second round of the playoffs. The development of the young players, and really taking Trae's young game to a next level, not just as a scorer, but as a facilitator, and bringing that discipline and hard hat approach to the Atlanta Hawks. So teams take on the personality of their coach. Nate McMillan earned the right to be named the permanent coach. I'm sure they had a little bit of a verbal agreement in place during the playoffs. Now it's just being finalized. But Nate added a lot of swagger and toughness to this young basketball team, and he's the man for the job. He's the perfect fit to be the coach for the Atlanta Hawks, and their future's bright, and I'm glad that he's at the helm permanently.
They got Trae Young, who is looking like he's on track to become a superstar in the NBA. He might be owed a max contract extension very, very soon. But this offseason, they have a couple of free agents. Lou Williams is going to be an unrestricted free agent, but Avery, I would think the main order of business for the Hawks is John Collins, who is a restricted free agent, and he's becoming a star in his own right.
Yeah, I would say 1A and 1B. John Collins would be, you know, the focal point. And then Lou Williams, that veteran leadership coming off the bench. And, you know, he had a game in the Eastern Conference Finals where he led them to victory, game 4. And so I think you got to get both of those guys signed. The one mistake that teams have made in the past is thinking that they can allow key players to walk, and then we'll replace those players with you know, players that they've evaluated that they think can give them the same productivity. It doesn't always work like this. You know what you're getting with Collins and Lou Williams. They're proven commodities. They're proven players. So the best interest of the Atlanta Hawks and their fan base and their team moving forward is to get those guys locked up and get them back in the Atlanta Hawks uniform for next season and the seasons in the future.
And looking at the Eastern Conference, obviously Milwaukee fans have their sights set on an NBA championship in the finals against the Suns, which begin tomorrow. But when you project to the future, still feels like the Nets are the team that everybody's going to be up against in the Eastern Conference. They feel like the team to beat moving forward. Where do the Hawks fit in your opinion, when you line them up with the Sixers and the Celtics and the Knicks, who are up and coming as well?
Well, we're always saying that the Brooklyn Nets, and I've heard it, when healthy, they're the team to beat. But when have they shown us that they can stay healthy? Over the last several years, Kevin Durant's been injured, Kyrie Irving's been injured, or he just misses games for personal reasons. James Harden, now it's a hamstring. He came into camp out of shape. So I don't know if they're going to be the favorites next year, if you want to base it just on the big 3. But other teams like Milwaukee's proven now that they are a stable franchise team, and those guys take pride in taking care of their bodies on the off season. I think you look for Philadelphia to tweak their roster. I'm expecting Ben Simmons to potentially get traded because I don't think Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid works. The Knicks are probably going to make some moves. They got cap space, and They'll probably be in the Damian Lillard conversation. But I think the Hawks, if they run it back with this same team, they'll be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the Eastern Conference and have a chance to duplicate a lot of their success from this season next year.
Extremely bright future, an extremely deep bench as well. One of the reasons why the Hawks were able to make it as far as they did, even though they've got that key superstar in Trae Young, and you're looking to keep the John Collinses and the Lou Williamses of the world. You do have a lot of places to spread things around if you're Nate McMillan, who has reportedly signed on for 4 more years to take over as the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Avery Johnson, former NBA Coach of the Year, with us here on HQ. What a job done by McMillan. This team finished the season 27-11 when he took over for Lloyd Pierce. And you look at some of the other coaches who took over mid-season, and look, Pat Riley's a Hall of Famer. Ty Lue took over a team that was led by LeBron James that had really high expectations. Doesn't often happen with a team like the Atlanta Hawks, who were looking like they were going to miss the postseason altogether, got within 2 wins of the NBA Finals, and Nate McMillan is being rewarded.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.